No, you have to go to the gym.
Mystical electromagnetic fields ruled by the planet Uranus. Yes, we'll certainly keep that in mind. Thank you for calling and sharing that with us.
Hello? It's Harry. He's at the post office.
Get a number, we'll call him back.
Harry, give us the number. We'll call you back.
Philip, can you hold on? If Graciela, you tell Senor Hiram that I've been holding for Diaz Minutos, and he called me. Sit. You get your ass there fast. I'm going to call you a crisis counselor later today. I know you're scared, honey, but just get there. Call back. They can give a crisis counselor because they're going to take at 6 o'clock.
Oh, shit! Hiya, how you doing?
Hi, boss, man.
It's Kessler, San Francisco.
Louder in there, it's a madhouse in here. None of the volunteers showed up.
Mystical.
Oh dear.
No kidding.
Oh dear.
Ned's not here yet.
The mayor of San Francisco has just donated $4 million to their organization. We still haven't met our mayor yet. We met his assistant about 4 months ago.
Hiram called 3 days ago. Left a message he found some money for us. Try and get him back.
We need to train some more crisis counselors.
Oh, what about me, Nick?
All right, get this. The Times is finally writing a big story. 20 months after the epidemic's been declared, the Times is going to write a big story where it is Craig Claiborne took someone high up out to lunch. Told him they really had to write something, anything.
Who's writing it?
Some lady in Baltimore.
Oh dear.
Frank, what the fuck are you hearing about?
Bruce, it's Harry. He's at the post office. They won't accept our mailing.
What? I gotta go. Harry, what's the problem? That's awful. They can't do that to
What
us.
is it now?
Harry went down to the post office with 57 cartons of our mail.
Should I send him there?
Well, they're not going anywhere.
The post office won't accept it because we just used our initials.
So what?
In order to get tax exemption, we need to use our full name.
There's a certain amount of irony in all this. Not right now.
Harry's double parked and his volunteers had to go home.
Brady, would you get here? Go help him out.
No.
Brady?
No. Why do I always have to do the garbage dump?
Brady!
Give me the phone. Harry, I'll be right down to help you. Give me cab fare. Ride the rail, boy.
Harry, someone's coming.
Brady!
Harry, bring them back. I'm going to fight this further somewhere. I'm sorry, I know it's a schlep.
Alright, so this means we either pay full rate or embarrass their mailman? Sorry, honey, I couldn't resist. After moving for 20 minutes in Spanish. City Hall is an equal opportunity employer. Doesn't that mean we all have to learn English?
Imagine they're reporting 30 cases a week now nationally. 30?
What is wrong with the CDC? That's a bunch of filthy liars. We log 40 cases a week in this office alone.
40. 30. So that's 30 nationally and 40 in this office alone.
You heard what I said? Hi, we need a little rest. Will you pick up 4 skiers? Thank you.
Ricky, aren't you supposed to be in Rio? Where's Ned?
He's not here yet. He should be here by now.
I don't want to see him. I need to talk to him. I don't lose my job because Ned doesn't like sex very much. He's coming on like Jesus Christ if he never took a lover himself. Rio, why aren't you in Rio? I was in Rio. I'm tired and need rest. Oh, this is awesome.
Well, you're the president. You can't have rest.
Spent all day writing stuff in the city on breastfeeding versus formula and how to stay calm if you have herpes. And then I spend all night writing on our newsletter and my health column for the native, and I can't take it anymore. Now this.
Take it slowly, honey.
Now one. I was in Rio. Gregory and I are in Rio. The day before yesterday, we just got there. I get a phone call from Hiram's office. In Rio? I told to be in a meeting right away at his office this morning. What kind of meeting? Why didn't you call me? I could have checked this out. Because, unfortunately, you are not my boss. What kind of meeting? I don't know. So I get to City Hall, and he keeps me waiting forever. And then finally, the commissioner comes in, my boss, and he says, I hope you had a nice vacation. And then he goes inside, he goes into Hiram's office, and I wait some more. And then the commissioner comes out, and he says, Hiram doesn't want to see you anymore. I go, please, sir, then why did he make me come all the way back from Rio? Because your vacation is over? I said, no, sir. I said, I was there one day. I wanted to scream. I had slept in 2 days, you dumb fuck. But I didn't. I said, sir, does this mean I'm fired? And he says, no, I don't think he means that. And he left. Ned's article attacking Hiram came out last week. I love sex. I worship men. I don't think Ned does. I don't think Ned likes himself. What do you have to say, Mickey?
You keep trying to get us to say things we don't want to say, and I don't think we can afford to make so many enemies before we have enough friends.
We'll never have enough friends. We have to accept that. And why does what I say mean that I don't like myself? Why is anything that I'm saying compared to anything but common sense? When are we going to have this out once and for all? How many cases a week now?
30, 40.
Reinhardt, dead. Craig, dead. Albert, sick. Felix, not getting any better. Richie Farrow just died.
Richie.
That guy, Ray Schwartz, just committed suicide. Terry's calling all of his friends from underneath his oxygen tank to say goodbye. Soon, we're going to be blamed for not doing anything to help ourselves. When are we going to finally admit that we might be spreading this? We have simply fucked ourselves silly for years and years, and sometimes we have done it in the filthiest places.
Some of us have never been to places like that yet.
Well, good for you, Tommy. Maybe you haven't, but others who've been with have, so what's the difference?
It's my right to kill myself.
But it's not your right to kill me. This is not a civil rights issue. It's a contagion issue.
We don't know that yet until they discover the virus. We don't know where this is coming from.
We know enough to cool it for a while and save lives while we do. All it takes is one wrong fuck. That's not promiscuity. That's just bad luck.
All right, so it's back to kissing and cuddling and waiting around for Mr. Roberts, who could be Mr. Wrong. They let us get married to begin with, none of it happened at all.
Will you please stop?
I don't think so. What's wrong? Tell Tommy.
Why can't they find the virus?
It takes time.
I can't take any more theories. I'm going to comment about every single one of them. Repeated infection by a virus, new appearance by a dormant virus, single virus, new virus, old virus, multivirus, partial virus, latent virus, mutant virus, retrovirus. We must be fucking and sucking and kissing and blood and voodoo and drugs, poppers, needles, Africa, Haiti, Cuba, amoebas, pigs, mosquitoes, monkeys, Uranus. What if it isn't any of them? What if it's something out of the blue? The Great Plague of London was caused by polluted drinking water from a pump. Nobody noticed. What if it's a genetic predisposition, or the theory of the herd? Only so many of us look at it, and then the pool is used up. What if it's monogamy? Bruce, you and I could actually be worse off because of constant bombardment of the virus from a single source, our own lovers. Maybe the guys who go to the baths regularly have built up the best immunity. I don't know what to tell anybody, and everybody asks me. I don't know. Who's right? I don't know. Who's wrong? I feel so inadequate. How can we tell people to stop when it might turn out to be caused by I don't know? That's exactly how I feel.
And Ned keeps calling the mayor a prick, and Hiram a prick, and the commissioner a prick, and the president, and the New York Times, and that's the entire political structure of the entire United States. When are you going to stop your eternal name calling at every person you see?
That's exactly how I feel.
But maybe he's right, and that scares me too. Neddy, you scare me. If I were you, I would back on that plane to Gregory and Rio immediately.
Who's going to pay my fare? And now my job? I don't make much, but it's enough to let me help out here. Where are all the gay Rockefellers? Do you think the president really wants this to happen? Do you think the CIA really has unleashed German warfare to kill off all the queers Jerry Falwell doesn't want? Why should they help us? We're actually cooperating with them. I died.
Try to hold on.
To what?
I used to love my country. Today they received an anonymous letter describing top-secret Defense Department experiments at Fort Detrick, Maryland, that have produced a virus that can destroy the immune system. Its code name is Sperm Dan. They started testing in 1978 on a group of gays. I never used to believe shit like this before. They're going to persecute us. They're going to cancel our health insurance. They're going to test our blood to see if we're pure. They're going to lock us up. They're going to stone us in the streets. And you think I'm killing people?
That's not what I'm...
Yes, you do! I know you do! I have spent 15 years of my life fighting for our right to be free, to make love whenever, wherever. And you're telling me that all those years of what being gay stood for is wrong, and I'm a murderer? We've been so oppressed. Don't you remember how it was? Can't you see how important it is for us to love openly, without fighting, without guilt? We were a bunch of funny-looking fellas who grew up in sheer misery, and one day we fell into the orgy rooms, and we thought we found heaven. And we would teach the world how wonderful heaven can be. We would lead the way. We would be good for something new. Can't you see that? Can't you? I see that. I get it. Come on, I'm going to take you home now. When I left Hiram's office, I went up to the top of the Empire State Building to jump off. Mickey, I'm taking you home right now. Let's go. You can jump off from there if no one's looking. Ned, I'm not a murderer. All my life I've been hated. For one reason or another, for being short, for being Jewish. Jerry Falwell sends out millions of pictures of two men kissing, as if that was the most awful sight you could see. Tell everybody we were wrong, and I'm sorry. Someday, someone's going to come along and put the knife in you, and tell you everything you fought for, and all this time is shit! Listen, I'll just get my coat. Look, you're just a little tired, that's all. You're just a little yelled out. We got a lot of different styles that don't quite finish. We got ourselves a lot of bereavement overload. Come on, I'll just take you home.
No, I'm taking home. I'm afraid I might do something. Take me to St. Vincent.
Just afraid.
Take you wherever you want. Okay, you two. No more apologizing and no more fucking excuses. You two better start accommodating and talking to each other now, or we're in big trouble.
We're the fighters.
Aren't we the vet students? And you're a hero. Whether you know it or not, you're our first hero.
We're all going to go crazy living this epidemic every minute. The rest of the world goes on out there all around us. I don't know what's happening. Where we're living war, but where they are is peacetime, and we're all in the same country.
Do you want to be the president?
Make a small feelings. Hello. Hi, old buddy. How they hang? I want to talk to you too. Tommy's right. All the girls have. You ready? Yeah. The mayor has discovered a secret little fund for giving away money. But we're not allowed to tell anyone where we got it. If word gets out, we're told we don't get it. $9,000.
Ned. Elvis did. Elvis did it.
Wait a second.
He's no dead weight.
I didn't know it was so close.
He didn't. No one did. He wouldn't tell anyone. You know why? Because of me. Because he knows I'm so scared I'm some sort of carrier. This makes 3 people I've been with who are dead. Went to Emma and I begged her, please test me somehow. Please tell me if I'm giving this to people. And she said she couldn't. There's still no way they can find out anything because they still don't know what they're looking for. Outward. I think I looked the best of all. It went so fast. His mother wanted him back in Phoenix before he died. This was last week when it was obvious. So I get permission from Emma and I bundle them all up and take it to the plane in an ambulance. And the pilot wouldn't take off. I refused to leave the plane. They've been proud of me. So finally they get another pilot, and after we take off, Albert loses his mind. He not recognizing me, not knowing where he is, or that he's going home. And then, right there on the plane, he becomes incontinent. Starts doing it in his pants, all over the seat. Piss, shit, everything. I pull out my suitcase and I start yanking out whatever clothes are in there, and I mop them up as best I can, and all these people are staring at us and moving away in droves. I stuff all the clothes back in the suitcase. Sit there, holding his hand, saying, Albert, please, come on. Hold it in there, I beg you. Just for us, for Bruce and Albert. In Phoenix, there's a police van waiting for us, and the police are all dressed in complete protective rubber clothing. They look like fucking astronauts. By the time we get to the hospital, where his mom has fixed up his room real nice, Albert was dead. Wait.
hospital doctors refused to examine him to put a cause of death on the death certificate. And without a death certificate, the undertakers would be taken away. Neither would the police. And so finally, some orderly comes in and stuffs Albert into a heavy-duty glad bag, motions with his finger for us to follow, and he puts him out in the back alley with the garbage. He says, "Hey man, see what a big favor I've done you? Got him out. I want $50. So I paid him. Me and his mom carried the bag to her car. And we finally found an undertaker who would cremate him for $1,000. No questions asked. Would you feel it's mine? The night we so far. Just one more.